All right, welcome back, guys. Today's video, we're gonna be creating navigation bar. We're gonna make it to be mobile responsive. Let me show you what you're gonna be doing. This is a nav bar, right? So when we get to a certain width, we want to switch this nav bar to become menu, right? To become responsive. Can't you see? If I click on this, it will go back. Once I click on the bar icon, it will come out. All right, that's what we'll be working on. So stay tuned. Let's work on it. Let's go to our Visual Studio Code and write that code. This is the demo of the one I created. So this is what we're gonna be writing today. All right, come over here to your file menu, create a file, create an HTML file, give it any name of your choice, but give it a cool name. For me, I will name mine nav3, okay, because sorry, this is a cap log. Nav3 because I already have some file saved with nav here. So I want to name mine as nav3, okay? Dot html, okay? So I click enter. I will be using emit for my HTML boilerplate here. So just just click control shift exclamation, then press enter. This thing will pop up. So we don't need to be creating all of these tags that are boring to do. Okay, so let's give our web page a title. Let's say navigation. Okay, let's call it mobile navigation. Mobile navigation. Okay, so for semantic sake we're gonna be using the nav tag. Okay, I'm gonna be using the nav tag. So let's use the nav tag. All right, so inside this nav tag we will have to create a div for our logo. All right, let's call it logo. All right, now inside this logo div I would love to create an h2 for our logo. Then inside this h2 create the name of our logo is music, and the music has a different color. um it has a pink color, but the head here has a white color. Okay, so for us to achieve this effect, all we need to do is to put our music inside a span tag. All right, so that we can be able to give it a different color. All right, so inside this h2 let's create a span tag. Span tags are inline elements, so you can easily create them without any issue. So let's create our music. Now I would like to create a div, all right, within this nav tag. This div will next in our links and our button, okay, so that we can easily apply justify content space between. All right, so let's call this url underscore btn con. All right, let's call it that way. So let's create this. We have about 4 links there, although these links are not working, but we have our 4 links there. Under this, let's create our button within this same url btn con. All right, you have filled in our button tag. So let's fill these links with text. Okay, let's go back and see what text we have there. So we have the jobs, marketplace, login, sign up. Okay, so let's write them out. Jobs, marketplace, login. All right, so sign up. All right, amazing. So the text inside our button is my wallet. Okay, so let's write it out. Let me know. Okay, that's it. So let's preview our web page on our browser. Let's see what we have been creating so far. Now, this is what we have been creating so far. I believe that's how your own looks right now. Okay, if your own is not looking this way, please check your code. Make sure that it is looking exactly this way. Okay, so now let's create our CSS. Okay, let's go back to our file tree. Let's create our CSS. So let's call it style.css. Okay, I have so many files here. Let me move this one to this side. Okay, and now let's first of all link it. Let's first of all link it with style.css, which is what we saved it with. So inside our CSS file, we want to change the default margin and padding that CSS always comes with, or HTML always comes with, like this. Let me show you what I mean. This margin and padding that we are seeing here, these spaces, although we didn't apply space to any of our elements, but as you can see visually, some of all of them, they have spaces in between each other. You can see margin, you can see padding there. So we don't want such thing. Okay, we want a situation whereby we should be the one to decide whether any of our elements we have margin, padding, or other stuffs. Okay, so let's get into our CSS. Now let's select every element on our web page. Okay, how can we do that? We can do that by clicking shift and then this star icon. Okay, this star icon. Now and create a css properties. Okay, so let's say padding 0, margin 0, box sizing, border box. All right, this border box help us to not add extra margin or padding to our elements or even width itself. All right, so it has um one day I will create a video about this box sizes so you will understand its effect. But for now, I want you to know that okay, this thing helps our element to have the exact size width that we give to it. Okay, now let's style our nav tag. Okay, let's get our nav tag. So let's display it flex, justify content, center. Okay, no, justify content, space between, sorry, space between, align items, center. All right, so let's see what we have done so far. Now this is exactly what we are looking for. Okay, so there is this CSS property that I always use. This CSS property helps me to reuse a CSS property value. Okay, and that CSS property um style is, let me show you it. Let me say where, right. This is basically saying wherever this CSS sees this, all right, I want it to apply this CSS property to it. All right, list style type none. Okay, I don't want this dot, that dot that was here before, I don't want them, so I have removed them, so they are no longer here anymore. Okay, so let's get our URL and style them. Okay, so let's style them, display flex, align items, center. Okay, see how it is now. So now I would like to also display this same flex as well so that our button will be on the same line as our URL. Okay, so I want to put it above our URL. Okay, so let's say display flex align items center. All right, now let's see what we have done so far. Exactly, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. So let's give spaces between our links. All right, so we will be using, oh sorry, we'll be using padding left, okay, so that we can give space between our links, even though that the links will not be working in this tutorial because we are not navigating to any section on the website. Okay, so let's say padding left 1 rem. Okay, now let's also use this opportunity and our style our button to give it a margin so that we can have space in between our URL and our margin, just like the way we have it on our design. Like, this is what I mean. Let me show you. If you look here now, you can see our button is very close to our URL. Even they are even touching it, so you can see very well. But in our sample here, they are apart. Okay, they are separate from each other. Okay, so we will be giving our button margin left so that it can be away from our URL. So margin left 2rem. Yeah, 2rem. That's what we are looking for exactly. So let's give it some padding and width as well. Okay, let's give it padding, call it 0.5 up and down. Now left and right is 0. I don't want it to have much padding on the left and right, so let's give it a width. I don't know the exact width, I've forgotten, but let's guess the width will be 5 rem. I love using rem for flexibility. I guess that's it. So let's also remove the border as well. Border none. And then let's give it border radius of 10 pixels. I guess that's the border radius I used. Yeah, that's what we are looking for. So let's also give space. As you can see in our sample here, we have space, a whole lot of space, right? All of these things are not touching um, our browser, so we have space. But in our project here, they are almost touching at our browser here. So we have to give padding to our navigation tag. Okay, so let's give it padding of 2%, 2rem, so that we can have space, okay, in between our element. Now let's see what we have done so far. Exactly, that's what we're looking for. So I would love to give these links here color of white, and then give our navigation bar this dark color here, okay, so that we can exactly get what we are looking for. So let's go back to our code. So let's change the color of our links to white. Okay, now let's go back to my previous code and get the color code, right? Because I don't carry it off here. So let's copy this color code. I believe you can see it. You can easily see it on your screen. You can copy it as well. All right. So let's place it here. Okay. Let's check it. Yeah, exactly. It seems as if our padding is too big. Maybe. Yeah, it's too big. So let's give it 1.5 rem. Sorry, I'm having some kata. Yeah, exactly. Let's also increase the the border radius of our button. Okay, and also copy the background color as well. Okay, we have border radius of 20 pixels. All right, so let's copy this background color of our button. So let's increase this into 20 pixels. Okay, now exactly. Sorry, that's not even our project. Yeah, they are now looking completely the same. So the next thing we're working on is this our logo here. So we would like to give it a color of white and also get our span tag and change its color. So let's put it beneath our navigation tag. Okay, so let's say h2. We only have one h2 in our file, so no need to give it a class or whatever or an id. So I'll be using the tag to style it. Okay, so let's give it color of white. Color of white. Now remember, we have a span tag. Okay, inside this our h2 we have a span tag. All right, so that span tag, I will give it a color, this color. Right, I will give it this color. So let's see how it looks. Boom, exactly, that's what we are looking for. This is what we are looking for. Okay, so let's give this our link tag, that little hand icon that always come when you hover on links. Okay, as you can see, we do not have it, and we'll be also be giving it to our button tag and our logo as well. Okay, so let's give it to our logo. Let's say cursor pointer. Okay, just come over here and say cursor pointer and cursor pointer. Amazing. Now can't you see that little hand icon showing up whenever we hover on our links, even our button and also our logo? Now let's do the real stuff. Let's do the magic. Okay, now we want this thing to be responsive. What do I mean? We want this our navigation bar to be mobile friendly. Okay, so we want a situation whereby if we get to a certain width, we would like to switch this thing to mobile. Okay, now look at what I mean. Let's go to our sample. If we go mobile to our sample, right, if we inspect this work, as you can see, starting from here everything looks nice. Okay, but once we get down to tablet mode, okay, we switch this our navigation bar to something amazing. Whenever we click on this icon, it slides from the left. Whenever we click on this cancel icon, it goes back. Okay, so that's what we will be achieving in this our project. Okay, so let's go back to our work. All right, so I would like a situation whereby if I get to this width, which is more tablet, right? Tablets. Okay, tablets. So let me go back to my previous work and get the exact media query there. Okay, I have 753 pixels. Okay, so that's the media query we'll be using. So let's create this at media. I don't need this. Max width, max width. Okay, 753 pixels. That's it. So here is the catch. Okay, we want a situation whereby when we get to 753 pixels, when we get to this exact point, we want a situation whereby both our button and our links will be no more, right? Then we have something like this, an icon. Okay, there. So how can we achieve this? We can easily achieve this by creating a navigation bar. Okay, not just a navigation bar, another div inside this our nav tag. Okay, this div will carry that icon that you saw on that page. Okay, so let's call it mobile mobile icon, right? Mobile icon. So let's go to font awesome so we can use their fonts. All right, font awesome. It's a website that allows you to use their fonts for free, although they have paid version of it. You can pay for it if you have the money. Okay, so let's go to your kits. I've signed in already, so I won't be doing that sign in logout. But if you have not signed up, you can sign up, okay, and have access to your link. So copy this script, right? The JSS, this JS script, okay? Copy it, come over to your HTML file, beneath your links, place it there, right? With this, we can have access to all of their free icons, all right? So now inside this our mobile icon, let's search for that icon we are looking for, that bar icon we are looking for. Okay, let's come over to search. I guess it will be there waiting for us. Let's wait to load. All right, see what we are looking for here. So let's get this. So let's copy it. I've copied it. So let's come over here. Let's place it here. Exactly. So let's see our work so far. What we have done. Now this is our icon here. I believe you can see it is dark, so we are having some issues seeing it. So let's give it some font size and some color. Okay, so let's copy this. So let's say font size, let me give it 1 rem, right? So color of white, right? It's too small. Let's increase it to 2 rem. Guess that will be nice. Okay, that's perfect. Now the logic that we'll be using is that when we get to this exact point, this our links and our button will be no more, right? We want a situation whereby we will be only be seeing our logo and our icon. Okay, so how can we achieve this? We can achieve this with media query. Okay, so let's inside this media query, we are saying okay, whenever our web page gets to this 753 pixels, we want this thing to happen, right? What do we want it to happen when we get to 753 pixels? Okay, we want the situation whereby this our div, this our URL btn container, whenever we get to 753 pixels, let it disappear. Okay, let it be no more. Okay, so let's say display none. Okay, we don't want it whenever we get to 753 pixels. Okay, so let's see whether our logic is working. What's going on? Okay, let's target the individual elements themselves, right? Let's target the individual elements themselves. Okay, display none. Right, that's the goal here. 700 and 753. 753. That's the same width we are looking for. Okay. Exactly. It's not working. Ah, I was even surprised what's going on. Okay. So we can as well cancel this and see if we can easily write less CSS code. Okay. We can easily write less CSS code. Okay. Now we are saying whenever we get to this point, right, like this container that carries our links and our button should be normal, right? And we have achieved it as well. Okay. Okay. Now let's create that navigation bar that slides from the left. This is our demo. Okay. So this navigation bar that slides from the left and goes back when you click this cancel icon here. All right, you can see it. So let's create it. We can easily create this thing by going on top of our navigation tag. Okay. I love using div that I can remember. I love naming my divs with names that I can remember. So let's give it mobile menu. Okay, mobile menu. All right. So inside this mobile menu, we would like to have this kind of stuff here that we have here. So let's call it URL btn mobile con. Okay, we are basically creating this kind of stuff here, but with a different div name. Okay, this one is for our mobile, while this one is for our normal screen width. Okay, so let's copy these things so that we won't stress ourselves. Let's copy it and see what we have done so far. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So how can we style this thing? Let's apply some CSS styles to this. All right, let's apply some CSS styles to this. So I want to come over here and write a little bit comment so that we can easily know that, okay, from this section, any CSS from this section is being applied to the mobile navigation. Okay, so let's say mobile menu. Okay, mobile menu. So let's target our mobile menu. Let's give it position of absolute. I mean fixed. Sorry, fixed. We want it to be fixed, and also we want the height to be 100 view height. So this is not 0. 100 view height. Okay, let's give it a background color of red so that we can be seeing what we are doing. Let's give it width of 30 rem that we can see what we are doing. 30 rem. Let's also give it a z index of 2 so that it can be above every other element on the web page. See? So let's see what we have done so far. Amazing. This is marvelous, right? So let's reduce this width. It's too much, I guess. Okay, perfect. Now let's tie our URL inside this URL with a mobile icon. Okay, so it can look pretty good. All right. Now let's come over here. Let's say URL padding left, because we want a situation whereby we have some padding left from the left side. Okay, let's say 2 rem. Let's see how it looks. That's great. Or instead, we should apply this thing directly on the element so that it can also affect the pattern as well. Yeah, that's it. So let's get our URL. Sorry, let's get our URL, the links inside it. Let's target the links. All right, so we want to give it padding bottom so that they can be a little bit space, all right, from each other. Okay, let's say padding bottom, let's say 1 rem. Okay, let's see how that looks. Still far away, but it's still fine. Okay, so let's also give the same padding top as well, so that we can have some peace of mind, so that we can have some space between the mobile navigation itself and our links and our button. So mobile padding top, let's give it 2 rem as well. Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. All right, but I think we should increase this our font. It is too small. Say font size 1.5 rem. 1.5 rem. Okay, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Although it's bigger than our demo fonts, but it's still fine. We can, okay, let's get it exactly. Let's not just give it any font size. Just leave it like that. Okay, let's leave it like that. Let's get our first to get exactly what we're looking for. Let's go back to our demo and copy our the width we gave to our button there, because I wouldn't want to waste your time on that. Okay, trying to figure out which width I gave to that button. So here is the button. We gave it width of 7 rem. Okay, so let's get that width. All right, let's get that width. So inside our btn mobile icon, we are targeting our button. Now let's paste that width we copied. All right, so let's give it some padding up and down. Let me say 0.2 rem, then left and right 0. Now let's give it a background color of pink. That pink color, let's show you how it looks. That's amazing. That's cool. Let's remove the border we have there. Let's say border none. Right, that's amazing. Let's also change the color of our links to white. Color white. Okay, color white. Forgot to do something here to change the font family of all of our text. So let's say font family, then create this thing. Let's use Open Sans. Okay, Open Sans is an amazing font. I love using it whenever I'm working. Okay, now it's looking much better. So let's check the border radius we give to that button as well. So we give border radius of 5 pixels. 5 pixels. Okay, now that's cool. So this is what we are looking for. I think we have much space here, much padding. Okay, here we have less of it, but in our own we have much of it. So let's go back to our div. Let's say 1.5 rem. Okay, we have it much, so let's use it to something cool. Oh my. Okay, yeah, I think this is much better. So let's change this mobile background color of this mobile menu to what we have there. Okay, now basically let me explain all this CSS, right? Because this is where the most important thing happens here. All right, this is where the magic happens. Okay, now we created a mobile menu. Okay, you saw how the mobile menu was above our HTML. Okay, it was outside our HTML. Okay, sorry, it was outside our navigation tag. Okay, it was on top of it. Now we gave it position of fixed so that whenever a user is scrolling, that this our mobile menu will not scroll with the person. Okay, it will not scroll with the person. It will just be stagnant there. I wish we have extra pages so that I can demonstrate this in, but that's how it works, right? If you are a user, if you are scrolling, this menu will not be scrolling with you. It will be stagnant, but other aspect of the web page will be scrolling, all right? But this our menu will be there, all right? Now let's move to the next property. This height, we gave it 100 view height. What we are basically saying that, okay, we want this element to have the full height of the screen of our users. Okay, if you will view this thing on a mobile phone, you see that this navigation bar takes all of your screen width, I mean all of your screen height, right? I believe you have seen this kind of navigation couple of times whenever you are using the internet. Okay, so it takes the full height of your phone or your device. Okay, that's what this property is all about. So this is the background color. We have changed this background color from red to this color right now. Okay, to this color right now. If you really want to get this exact color, go to your Chrome and search color picker. Okay, color picker, color picker extension. Just search for it. Click on the first link. Okay, click on the first link. It will load up. Let's wait. Right. Once you click on the first link, it will show you this thing. Add it to your browser. Although I already have mine, that's why I'm seeing remove from Chrome, right? But if you don't have it, you see a different message, something like add to Chrome, something like that. So if you install it, you will click on this extensions icon here. You will see it. This is color picker. Once you click on this color picker, let me go back to this our menu here. This our work here. Click on this extension. Now click on this color picker. Once you click on it, go to that element you want to take its color. What's going on? Okay, that element you will love to take its color. Okay, let me show it in full width here. That element you will love to take its color. Just scrolls towards it. All right, once you go towards it, you click it. Now you have gotten the color code, right? All you need is just, you can use the RGB or you can use the hash method. Just copy this number here and put hash, right? You will get it, or copy this one and just paste it there. That's it. It's just very simple. Okay, so let's go back to what we have. So let's delete this. Okay, now that's it. So that's how you can get the exact color, even this background color that we gave to our button. That's how you will get it. Okay, with ease. It's not very hard. Okay, now this is width. We are giving this our mobile menu width of 20%, 20 rem, although we will change it when we start writing our JavaScript, because that's not what we want. We want a situation whereby it will take 50% of the screen width of our user. Okay, but for now let's give it 20 rem so that we can see what we are doing. All right, now this is Z index. Like I've said before, Z index helps to place our elements above every other element. If we have another element that has Z index of 3 or 4 or any number above 2, it will be above this our mobile navigation. Like it will be above it. Okay, that's it. That's what Z index helps us to do. It helps us to place our elements to be either above or below other elements with the help of the number there. If this thing were to be a negative number, it will be something else, but this is a positive number. So, and every other elements there I think have Z index of 0 or 1, but this one have like 2, so it is above every other elements there, and that's what we are looking for. Okay, that's what we are looking for. Now let's create this icon here, this cancel icon here. Okay, this cancel icon, let's create it. So how can we create it? So let's go to our mobile menu. Let's say mobile underscore cancel icon, right? That's what we're looking for. Now let's go back to our font awesome. Let's go back to our font awesome. Let's get another icon for it. Okay, this is what we are looking for, X marks. Okay, X mark. So let's copy the code and place it on our work. Okay, that's the font you are looking for. So let's place this thing here. Boom, exactly. Now let's see what we have done so far. I believe you can see the icon here. It is here. Okay. So what we need to do is to place this icon to give it position of absolute. What do I mean by absolute? Absolute means that it has the ability to be everywhere within our mobile menu. Okay, everywhere within our mobile menu. Okay, to be everywhere within our mobile menu. Now let's copy this code and style our cancel icon. Okay, let's say let's give it font size of 2 rem. Yeah, 2 rem. Let's give it color of white. Color white, so that we can see. Let's also give it cursor pointer as well, so that whenever our user goes to there, they will see a hand icon, small hand icon. Now let's position it to where we want it to be. Okay, position absolute. Okay, this kind of stuff I always use something crazy. I will say right 0, so that it will be at the extreme end of the right, on the right side. That's it. This is what we are looking for. Now, so I want to give a little bit space. Okay, let's say right. Let me say right 2 rem, right 2 rem, so that we can give it a little bit space. I think this 2 rem is too big. Let's say 1.5 rem. Also, we have to change the font size of this to 1.5. It's so big. All right, this is okay. 1.5. Now that's amazing. So let's give space. Let's give the top property, let me say 2rem as well. Let me see how it looks. Okay, that's amazing. Now this our URL mobile container. We have to increase the padding top we gave it, so it's 4rem, so that we can have some variation. Okay, now this is what we are looking for. This is what we are looking for. Okay, now let's see. Let's create now let me show you something. If you are viewing this web page from the bigger screen, you see that this our navigation bar will be there. Okay, this our mobile icon will be there, and we don't want such thing to happen. Okay, we want a situation whereby if our user exceeds 753 pixels, this pixels here 753 pixels, right? This is our mobile icon will be normal. Okay, so how can we achieve this? We can easily achieve this by applying a different CSS property to our mobile icon. All right, to our mobile icon. So let's say that whenever it's above 753 pixels, that the mobile icon will be normal. So let's say display none. Okay, we don't want it above 753 pixels. That's what we are basically saying now. It's no more. Okay, and that's what we want. But we want a situation whereby now, if you scroll back to 753 pixels, it will not be there. Okay, so we want a situation whereby when we get to that 753 pixels, we want to see our mobile icon. Okay, yeah, that's what we do. So let's say mobile icon display. Let me use inline block. I love using inline block. You can use block as well or inline block, anyone. Now that's it. It's now here. Okay, that's what we are looking for. So we want a section whereby if it's above 753 pixels, this icon will not be there. Okay, only this our links and button. Okay, but when we go below that, this our links and button will not be there, and our icon will be shown. Okay, that's what we are looking for. Now let's create the logic. Okay, let's create the logic. So let's create our JavaScript. So let's go to our file tree and create a script, a JavaScript file. Let's give it let's call it nav um nav 3 uh script script.js. Okay, let's do it that way. Okay, now here is the catch. We want this our mobile navigation to have width of 0. Okay, so that it will not be showing. Okay, width of 0. Okay, width of 0. So let's go and get our mobile menu, width of 0. Okay, so that it will not be showing. Now it's no more. Okay, it's no more, but let's just leave it back to 20 rem. I will show you what I mean by that. Now let's target distance. Let's target our mobile menu. Okay, so let's say let's mobile menu was to document dot query selector. Right, so this is it. Let's copy this class. Let's copy this class. Remember to always put dot before the class name, or if you are targeting an ID, you know what to do. You use the hash sign to do this. Okay, so we are now targeting this our mobile menu. Okay, give it a name you will remember. Like you can easily see what I'm doing here. I'm basically saying let the mobile menu be this. Okay, uh, I'm assigning a value to it. All right, so let's also, what else should we target? Let's target the mobile close icon. So let's say let mobile cancel icon. Sorry, I misspelled this cancel here. So let's put it back. Cancel icon. Alright. Let it be document dot query selector. Okay. Let's get it. Sorry, this is boring, but that is the most important aspect of the video. So we have to calm down and learn it. Okay. Now let's also target this as well. Let's also target this as well. Let's see. Let's say let's low L BTN mobile mobile con. Okay, we are targeting this one. Okay, equals to document dot query selector. Okay, we have already copied our CSS, our class name there, so we don't need to do that. Right. So now let's make this our cancel icon to be functioning. Okay, we want a situation whereby if we click on this cancel icon, our mobile menu will slide back. Okay, we have a width of 0. Okay, now let me show you what I mean. This is it. If let's go to our menu, this is what I mean. You see, so once I click on this cancel icon, it goes back to where it came from. So let's implement that now. Okay, so let's say hmm, mobile cancel icon, right? Dot add event listener. Let's say click. So we are looking for the click event. Whenever there is a click on that icon, we want this function to take place. All right. We want this function to take place. So we want a social bar whenever we click on this mobile icon. We want our mobile menu. Sorry, mobile menu to have the width of 0. Okay. Dot style dot width equals to 0, 0. Okay. Now let me show you what I mean. Sorry guys, I remember that I have not linked my JavaScript with my HTML file. Sorry. Alright, let's link it right now. Let's link it. Ah God, I didn't remember. Okay, let's link it. Let's link our script. Okay, let's link our script. What's the name again? The name is nav3 script. Okay, nav3 script. Yes. So let's use the default attribute so that everything will go smoothly. Default. Okay. I was even shocked. I was like, what's going on? What's happening here? Why is this not working? I just remember that okay, I didn't link my HTML, my JavaScript. Okay, so it's actually showing what I'm doing. I basically put an alert here so that I will know whether my JavaScript is really working or not. So it's working. So let's remove it. Right. I also gave this function a name, which is close. So I didn't change much stuff. Only I linked my JavaScript with my HTML and also changed. I gave this function a name so that we can reuse it whenever we need on our page. Okay, so we want a situation whereby let's refresh this. Okay, now when we click on this our cancel icon, our mobile menu will go off, but our links and our button will still be there. So how can we solve that problem? So we can easily solve this problem by getting this mobile bit URL bit n mobile container here. So let's get it. We also want to apply a CSS style to it. So let's say display, sorry, say dot display, all right, display, okay, equals to none. We don't want it to show anything whenever we click on that button. Okay, so let's say none. All right, that's what we are looking for. That's what we're looking for. So let's click it. Now it's no more. Now let's add that smooth transition that we can see on our menu here. Now if you go to our menu, whenever we click this thing slides easily. You can see it slowly coming out from the left side, right? Now when we click this, we can see it slowly goes back there. Alright. So the way we can achieve this is by going to our style and go to our mobile menu, give it transition, right? Transition of 0.3 seconds. Okay, 0.3 seconds. Now, if we check our work here, okay, let's click so you can show. Now, if we show our work here, it can, you see it easily slides back to the left side, okay, without much issue. All right, it easily slide back to our left side without much issue. So that's basically what we are looking for, and we have already achieved it. Now let's create a situation whereby if you click on this mobile icon, it will show up. Okay, now how can we do this? I love using comments so that to explain my code to some extent. Let me say this function will show the mobile menu. Okay, now we want the situation by, let's get our, we haven't even assigned value to this our mobile icon, this our mobile icon here. So let's say let's mobile icon equals to document dot query selector. So let's get it. So please don't make that mistake I made now, please. Yeah, whenever we want to, whenever you want to do something with your JavaScript, click make sure you link it up. Right, so that if you make that mistake, is really crazy. All right, so we want a situation whereby, let's get our mobile menu. This video is so long, I don't know why it's so long, but add event listener. I'm very sorry. I'll start to learn how to create short videos for you guys here. Don't be afraid, Bele. So let's say function, let's give it another name. Let's say open. Right, you can decide not to give your function a name. It's still fine, it will work, but I love doing it. I don't know why. So now let's create a situation whereby, now if you check this, okay, whenever our page loads, our mobile menu will be there, and we don't want that situation. Okay, so we want a situation whereby whenever our page loads, or whenever we get to um our mobile menu, we will be back to its position, not showing us, because we don't need it now. So we want the situation whereby if we click on this mobile icon, it will show up, not to show up whenever we load our page. Okay, we don't need it. Like, see what I mean here. If you click on this cancel icon now, it will slide back, but if you refresh this page, it will show. We don't need it. Okay, so let's go to our CSS. Okay, let's go to our CSS now. Change this to 0. All right, 0. Okay, now it will not be there anymore. All right, 0. All right, but our URL btn mobile container, like I mean this our links and button is there. So what we do is, so let's get them. You can easily get it by giving this thing style property of display none. Okay, we don't want it. Now it's no more. Okay, but we want the situation whereby if we click on this mobile icon, it will show. Okay, so that's what we'll be working on right now. That's what we'll be working on right now. Okay, so let's go back to our code. So we want the situation whereby whenever we click on the mobile icon, we want our mobile menu to have the width of 50%. Okay, 50%. All right, So we also want a social by this our URL bit in mobile container. We have display of inline block, or let's use block. Let's not stress ourselves. Let's use block. Okay. All right. Now let's see what happens whenever we click this. Now, can't you see? It's working. We have already achieved our goal here. It's working. Absolutely. It's working. Amazing. Right? I'm so happy that we have learned this thing today. Like, it's really amazing. It's a very big milestone because I love creating this kind of menu. And I believe as a newbie, learning this kind of stuff will make you a better programmer because it will help you to understand how things actually works with JavaScript. Okay, it will help you to understand how things actually work with JavaScript. Now, here is a problem, right? Whenever we we increase our screen width, now this thing will show up. We don't need this. We don't actually need this. But how can we prevent this thing from happening? Right? We want a situation whereby if now let me show you what I mean. All right. If I click this, all right, and I exceed above 753 pixels, this my mobile menu will automatically goes back to where it came from. Right? So that's what we achieve right now. So how can we achieve it? We can achieve it by um, putting an event listener on our window element. All right? We have window elements on the browser DOM. Okay, so we will learn that later, but here we'll be using it. Okay, so let's say window dot add event listener. All right, so what is the event we are looking for? We are looking for a resize event. So a situation whereby if our user resizes their screen width, all right, we want a certain function to trigger. All right, so let's say brackets, let's say resize. Whenever our user resizes their screen width, okay, we want this thing to happen. What do we want to happen? Let's say window event. Let's give it a name. Window events. Okay. Now let's read this. Now here is a catch. All right. Now we want to create a function or a code that will happen when our user exceeds 753 pixels. So how can we do this? We can achieve this goal by using if and else statement. Okay, here we will use if statement instead. Okay, so there will be not like else, we will only use if. Okay, so let's say if the width, sorry, what's going on, if the window dot inner width, right, is above 753 pixels, 753, we want this function to happen. Okay, what do we want to happen? We want our mobile navigation bar and URL bit in container to close automatically even without the user clicking the cancel icon, right? Because some users can be funny sometimes. All right, so that's what we are trying to achieve here. So let me show you now. Can't you see it's no longer showing up? Okay, now let's see if our logic is actually working. Now we have clicked on our mobile icon and our mobile menu is sliding from the left hand side, right? We can easily click it back, you can go back. All right, but let's check whether the function or the code we wrote is functioning. Okay, let's resize our screen width above 753 pixels and see what will happen. Okay, I think it's not working. Okay, let's check what's wrong. What is actually wrong? what is actually wrong. If window dot inner width above 753 pixels. Okay, let's check whether it's working now. So let's say alert. Let's say alert. Okay. Okay. Let me just comment on this code. Alright. Let me make sure that everything is working perfectly. I want to make sure that everything is working perfectly. I guess we didn't get this incorrect. Oh. Can't you see the mistake over there? With size. We didn't get that resize very well. Resize. We wrote something funny. We wrote this. We wrote resize instead of resize. Okay. So whenever you are writing your JavaScript, be looking at your code. Okay. Don't be mad whenever it doesn't work. Make sure default is not coming from your side. So let's say resize. Okay, that's the correct spelling. Now let's see whether our resize will actually work. It's working. It's saying okay, right? So this alert function is working. All right, this alert is working. So our code is working. So let's uncomment this so that we can achieve what we want to. Okay. So whenever you're writing your code, make sure that you check everything thoroughly before being mad at yourself. Okay. Make sure. Okay, this event fires off whenever we resizes our menu, our window. Sorry. Now let's see. Now you see. So even without the user clicking on this cancel icon, whenever the user exceeds our media query, which is 753 pixels, our mobile menu will automatically goes back to where it came from. Okay, that's what we need to do, right? So this is really amazing. I'm feeling very excited doing this video for you guys. Like it's really amazing because you have learned a whole lot of things from this video. Like you have learned how this logic work, how these things happens, right? So if we have other sections, I can easily show you how we can easily make our navigation bar to goes back to where it came from whenever we click on any of our links. But this thing will be happening in my next video. If you really love this video, I want you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I'll be motivated to create amazing videos like this. Right? It's still your boy ewenikechukwuemekaemmanuel. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it.